All right, let's go ahead and get started. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Susan McLaren. I am the creative director here of Comm Lead Consulting. And I am just gonna get started. And the whole point of this is to introduce the consultancy to you, really start to see sort of how you can contribute and also what you can get out of it. We started the consultancy almost a year ago to the date. And this was all started by a just bandy group of graduate students, many of us here tonight. And the reason we've been so successful is because of you, those of you who have chosen to volunteer, those of you who have committed your time and energy and your skills to helping people. So this is our team. You'll see some of us here this evening. We can all say hello and introduce ourselves. Ryan, I know you were on the call. Do you want to take a moment and say hello?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Quicktar. I'm the business outreach staff person on the team and actually finishing up my last quarter in the Comm Lead program. And I'll pass it to Eileen.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Eileen and I'm from Singapore. I'm responsible for coordinating the volunteers with the clients. So if you have any questions on any positions or if you're keen to volunteer, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you. And I'll pass it on to Beltina.
Hey everyone, I'm Voltina. Even though I am named as Comm Lead here, I am the event coordinator of our Comm Lead Consultancy, and we are really excited to have you here joining us our volunteering first session today.
And I would also like to introduce everyone to EJ. EJ, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, my name's EJ Chalanu and I recently just got hired here. I am a storyteller slash content creator. I am cohort 20 and I'm in the MCDM track. And yeah, it's an honor to be here. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Well, part of what I wanted to talk about today is that you are the reason we are here. In the year that we have been around, we have done amazing things. Those of us that are on the team, most of us have been here since this started, which is amazing. And the idea for this really just sprung up because of COVID-19 and the effect that we saw having in our community. And we wanted to stand out and stand up as communication leaders, and especially those of us who are used to working sort of with nonprofits, with small businesses, and seeing the struggles that they were having. We knew that we could make a difference. And so we got together, we started offering volunteer opportunities, we started reaching out to clients, particularly on the south side of Seattle. And what we wanted to do was really make a positive impact and to help the businesses that we know and love not just survive, but hopefully even thrive during this pandemic. So what we do is we offer just pro bono consultations to small businesses, nonprofits, and UW departments. And within those consultations, we learn about the organization, we learn about the people, we learn about their audience, and we really try to take that and really create about, just create opportunities that match up with some of the classes that you're already taking, match up and align with your skills as an individual, not just as a student, and then create real opportunities for you to engage, not just with the work itself, but also to have experience working with a real client on the ground. And it's been amazing. We have had 94 volunteers sign up. So thank you for that. We have served 145 clients, including the ones that have signed up thus far this quarter. We have done over 80 projects. 80 was just sort of my rough estimate for sort of what we've done and where we are right now. And on the sort of the shorter side of things, we have done at least 3,100 hours of volunteer work that you have provided to our community. And that is huge. And we couldn't have done it without you. And it's really important to understand that this is not just valuable to the clients, but it's also valuable to the volunteers, which we're going to hear more about. But first, I just wanted to introduce a few of the topics that we have right now where we actually need volunteers to give you kind of an idea of the types of things that we offer and the types of opportunities that are available through our clients. So right now we have Rangeela Dance Company, which is this fabulous dance company based in Seattle. They do both in-person as well as online classes. They also do choreography for events, but they were really looking to sort of hone in on their audience locally to get more people to attend their classes. So the type of thing they're looking for is really sort of auditing their content, really getting to know who their audience is, who engages, at what time, when, where, but then also really putting together sort of a sustainable marketing plan that they can kind of draw from, something that has actual key performance indicators that keeps them thinking about the opportunities that might be able to reach their audience. Yes, Anushi, that is a Bollywood dance company. That's correct. We also have social media. So Combirth and Spring Creek Ranch, these are two very different organizations. Spring Creek Ranch is located actually over in Eastern Washington near Winthrop. And Combirth is located here in Seattle, I think. They might actually be in Oregon. Don't quote me on that. But they are both looking for help in understanding social media. So it's part training. So you're actually working with them to sort of create content that matters to them and their audiences, but then also really just training them on how to do it. What does it mean to look at analytics? How do you use that information? You know, how do you schedule posts? Everything from the most basic thing that, you know, most of us find really easy to some of the more difficult things like data and analytics. But they're both really looking for content creation as well. So really taking that information about their organizations and spreading awareness about them to their public. We also have another content audience audit through Velocity Dance, which is located here in Seattle. They used to have a studio in Capitol Hill, but sadly they had to close due to the pandemic. But they are still offering lots and lots of classes online. They have a new comms person, and what they're really looking for is just kind of a breakdown of the content that they've done over the last couple of years so that the new comms person can really see what was effective, what wasn't effective, how that information really impacted their audience so that she can really take that and move forward into her career with Velocity. We also have website building opportunities. Both Central Columbia Senior Living and Washington Family Law would love for their websites to be rebuilt on Wix. And this is a common thing that we get. And this is not necessarily a UI or UX opportunity in the traditional sense, but this is really going in, working with the client to really build something that reflects their business today and really building it out at least to the bare minimum so that they have the content, they have the architecture, and they can move forward with their business in a way that better reflects who they are now. Other type opportunities are communication plans. We also have video production and editing that we need to have done. The Tubman Center is a new health center that is up and coming, but they would love some introduction videos that sort of speak to who they are as an organization and the work that they're already doing, which is really exciting. And then last but not least, we have a new opportunity that just came up in the last week or so. And yeah, we actually have the client here to talk about that opportunity today. We have Ken Sheck and Joel. Do you want to take a moment to talk about your opportunity?
Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah, thanks, Susan. And yeah, thanks for having us here for one thing. And we're really interested in what Comm Lead does. And I think the benefits for us are, you know, just look like they are could be very immense. So we're happy to be here. I'll just give a quick overview of what we're trying to do, and Joel will kick in here with what we're looking for from Comm Lead. But as a company, you know, we're started upon the foundation that we love live music, and that's where everything starts for us. And we know that music is a big part of everyone's lives, but we believe that live music is just a little bit of a cut above. It's essential, and it brings a little bit of an enhanced element of joy above just pre-recorded music. So that's one of our core beliefs. The other thing is that we really believe there's a ton of talented people out there that are maybe not getting the exposure that they should. So what can we do about it? We want to really radically increase the access to live music using technology. We think that there's a great many ways to do that. And you know, what we look back on before COVID-19 is concerts and getting to concert events. They're great experiences, but they're not necessarily easy to get to, and not 100% accessible. we love them. We think people should still go to them. But in between those times, how can we offer something to people that is a meaningful live music experience? And that's where we come in. We want to provide that service, a platform where there's enhanced social elements, interactions, and connections that come along with that, and something that fills the gap for sure here while we're struggling to get out during COVID-19, but beyond that, because I think the way that the world connects now and in the future is moving towards sort of a hybrid online experience. But we definitely want people living the life of live music. And we're looking for help finding more information about our users. So, and Joel, why don't you step in and talk about what we're looking for?
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. It's so nice to see everybody here tonight. So like the slide says, I am a grad of Comm Lead. I was cohort 13. And one of the most interesting experiences I had on the program were the user experience classes I took. And that really helped get me much more knowledgeable about developing digital products. And so at this point in time with the app that we're building, we're calling Be Live, we want to really get a good sense of what this product should actually look like. And that involves user research. So what we need help with is getting a good understanding of the different types of people that would be using an app like this. So for example, different economic demographics, different age demographics, and different musical tastes. So we want to get a sense of everything from people who might be in a music program at the UW or other schools, all the way to people who love to rock, and anything in between there. And so we're also looking at different types of audience of user strata as well. So we have the people who would be participating in these events, so as audience, and then the people who are actually performing the music, as well as something in the middle that would cross both of those sections, which would be people who might be interested in emceeing events and kind of being the introduction to allow people into this music. So we have sets of questions developed for all of these different user groups, but we need a lot of help at this point in actually doing that research and actually going out and doing those user interviews, and then helping us analyze once we have a critical mass, so we can understand the different personas that we can create in order to make sure that we're developing the right product for the right people. So with that, the skills that we are really hoping to help you as Comm Lead consultants build is with user research and interviewing, working on analysis and pattern recognition. And then we will get to a certain point where we have a product that we may not have developed technologically yet, but we have created wireframes and we have prototypes ready to actually do usability testing. And we understand from talking with Susan that they may be different groups of people, but those are really the things that we need at this point in time.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one quick note on that is, Ken, I didn't know if we want to bring this up or not on our timeline.
Right. Yeah. Our timeline is quite tight, so we're hoping to elicit some interest and find some music lovers maybe within the volunteer cohort that want to get involved with us. We're looking at doing significant user research over the next couple of weeks, getting analysis done, and really ramping into a development program. So little plug for our timeline there, but we certainly appreciate getting the involvement and the help from Comm Lead. So.
Yeah, and if you're here on the call and you're not necessarily interested in doing this type of project, but you are a live music lover or a musician, we would love to include you in the interviews as well.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
So yeah, there's one opportunity, and I went ahead and put Ellen's email down there at the bottom. So if you are interested in this opportunity, please do let us know, and we can connect you with both Joel and Ken. I also put the sign up form in the chat for any of you who are not already signed up. And also, just if you know someone that you think that this volunteer opportunity would be a fantastic fit for, please let us know. And also share, please share. The more you share, the more we can get it out there. There are lots of us out there. We want to make sure that you all feel welcome. We also want to make sure that you're aware that there are more opportunities within Comm Lead, not just to connect personally in these types of situations, but also professionally with clients, and to do the work that we're all here and love to do. So next up, we do have a couple of open roles within the consultancy. We will be taking a short pause over the summer. So we're going to do a little bit of restructuring. The Comm Lead department has been very pleased with our work and would really like to include the partner program more in what we're doing within the consultancy. And so we're going to take the summer to sort of think about that and what we can do. But in the fall, we'll be back up and running again. If you're currently in a volunteer role, never fear. I will still be here to help you and support you in whatever way you need. But yes, we will be taking a short pause, and then we'll come back in the fall. So make sure you watch your inbox for those announcements. We'll have more information about the roles. We'll be developing those a bit over the summer as well. But yeah, and if you have any questions, or you're curious, or you would like to know, or talk to the people who are currently in those roles, please let us know. We can definitely hook you up and get you meeting new people, and also just talking about what we do and how we do it. And we'd love to chat about that. So here are all the ways that you can find out more about us. We do have a website. We do have Isabel Wang's recent interview that was really phenomenal. So pleased that she has spent time doing that for us. We also have an FAQ to get all of your questions answered. Eileen will be speaking next, and she'll be diving a bit more into the process. And then also the form, which I just listed in the chat as well. And if you have questions, please let Eileen know, or me if you have my email address. One way or another, we will meet. So I look forward to that. Eileen, do you want to take it from here?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Susan. Yeah, so hi, everyone. And basically to sign up, it's very, very easy. Just 3 simple steps. First is to fill in the online form. So Susan has shared that in the chat. So please fill it in and give your details. And one tip I'd like to share is that please be as specific as possible with regards to your preferences or your skill set that you want to contribute, or the particular industry that you want to be part of. And also share a link to your resume or portfolio or LinkedIn. That's very helpful, especially during the introduction emails with the clients. This gives you a background and a bit of introduction about yourself. And last but not least, we usually would get back to you in a month, or probably like 2 weeks to 4 weeks. But if you do not hear back from us, feel free to drop us an email to follow up. Okay. And the next step is that once, so check your emails, check your inbox, and once we found a suitable match, we will write you an email. That's the initial offer. And if you accept the offer, we would arrange a client meeting via Zoom. So we would be sharing with you the notes from the initial meeting. So this gives you a background of the requirements of the clients, or a background of what's the objective, and you can actually review that and prepare some questions. And during the client meeting on Zoom, you can ask these questions and align the objectives, and also to finalize the timeline and the deliverables. And thereafter, we would check in with you probably at the end of the semester, at the end of the project, to find out your inputs or your feedback about it. So it's like that. It's very straightforward. The first step is to fill in the online form. And next, I'll go to some FAQs. So these are some common questions that we receive from volunteers. So what's the time commitment? So it's we encourage 5 to 7 hours per week, and the whole duration of the project usually lasts from the start of the semester until the end. So it's about 3 months, which is a good timeline, a good timing for volunteers to experience the skills they want to learn. And at the end of the project, they feel free to, they want to extend it, it's fine, or they want to move on to another project to try out a different set of skills. So this is a flexibility we offer to our volunteers. And another common question is that, what if I don't have the experience? You know, can I do it? I'm not confident. So don't worry, because we would have we would have alumni and also other volunteers who are experienced, and we will pair you up. So the first step, I would say, is just to sign up. And from my experience, there are so many companies looking for volunteers, and this is where you can actually step in and use your skills to actually make a difference. And so I would like to end with a quote from Gandhi. So live as if you were to die tomorrow, and learn as if you were to live forever. So thank you for your time, and I'll pass it on to Vera and Gautam. So they are our volunteers, and they supported Westwood Healing Arts. I'm very impressed by the work they've done. Like, if you see the previous website of Westwood Healing Arts, it's very basic and very outdated. And within a very short timeline, they managed to put out this fantastic looking site. And I'd like to pass on the time to them to share more. So Vera and Gautam, off to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess I started with the consultancy about 2.5 months ago, and it sounded really good because of everything that Eileen already mentioned. And it's really good hands-on experience. So what I thought was really cool about the program is that it actually acts like a consultancy. So they tell you the scope of the project, you connect with the client, and then you're kind of on your own, but you have a support group. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to them. I was really lucky, and I was paired with Gautam, and we made a really good team together. There was a lot of collaboration and learning from each other, I would say. Another thing that I really liked was the ability to kind of polish up on some technical skills, like website building, a little bit of design, graphic design in terms of the logo, and then also the soft skills, because I think communication is really important, and being concise and adaptable so that you can move along with the project and hear what the client wants so that you can get them to that by the end of your project. So yeah, I would say anyone interested should definitely apply. It was a great experience, and I also got to work again with Gautam, that I'm so glad I met him. And yeah, overall it was great.
Hey everyone, and thanks for that, Vera. That was, it was kind of a shout out twice, more than I deserve, I guess. And I just want to say, hey everyone, it's great to see all of you here, and I hope you're doing well and staying safe during these pretty challenging times. And I just wanted to share my experience, and I thought that this is an experience that I didn't think would help me in so many ways. And, it could potentially help you guys as well in pretty surprising ways. So this particular project, the first thing I have to say about it is that it was a pretty tight kind of timeline. And, it was, we had about a month, and I think this is my second project with Comm Lead Consulting, and the timeline is roughly around a month and a half, or something like that. And that's usually around the time during which you can do a lot of work. Most of the bulk of the work happens. And, I think in the first project, I had the opportunity to work to support a nonprofit. This time it was a small business. They're pretty different entities. And I think it's, that's one thing I learned with my experience during this time. And it's also fascinating to just understand, because I work with a big business currently, and I understand their challenges and their problems, but it's very different to understand a nonprofit or a small business, and how you can really support them. And the key takeaway for me, like the first thing that I'd like to convey to all you guys is, it's just amazing. I was quite surprised at how much I could help and how much I could contribute in different ways, and how much, even my teammate Vera could guide me and how much I could learn from her, which was just incredible. And I think I'm quite sure that if you take up any of these projects, you might have a similar kind of experience. You'd surprise yourself with how much you can help and support, a small business or a nonprofit that really needs, that really needs the help. So just to, I think just a couple of things, I think, because right now, I can't go on. There's so much that we covered during this project, but I would have to say that the key thing is, to begin with, from a planning standpoint, I think, Elin, I think you might have to change the slide too. Yeah, thank you for that. So from a planning standpoint, I think it's good to know the scale of the project. I think one of the things is that it's, even if you can just do one thing, even if the deliverable is just one or two things, it's so much. I mean, even doing those one or two things with a lot of effort can go a long way. And it's absolutely fine to just, stick to a couple of deliverables as long as, you're focused on that for that time. And also, of course, it's, sometimes some things might be beyond the scope of the project. It's good to scale back and sort of scale down and say, we want to prioritize and focus on these things that are the most important. And beyond that, of course, another thing that I'd like to point out is tools and the techniques that the sort of technology platform that you use. So we used Wix on this project, and I thought I knew Wix really well, but I didn't learn a lot that I would have learned about Wix if it weren't, for this project and how it can help a small business and what are the sort of features that are really helpful for them. So in a sense, you're kind of also learning about the tool, the platform, you're polishing your skills and research on that and getting to understand how it works. And also you're getting to understand its limitations, which is another thing that's, very important to sort of, understand and also convey to the client. So yeah, I would say, and of course, the challenges of a small business, that's the biggest learning here of a small business. In the previous project, it's with a nonprofit, but yeah, you also get to talk to the client and you can pick their brain about what their pain points are, and they'll be willing to share. And it's amazing what you can do to help. So yeah, just I'd say, yeah, that about sums up my experience. I just want to say that I don't think it would have been such a smooth and amazing experience if it wasn't for, you guys at, people at Comm Lead Consulting who work so hard to, get volunteers and, put this thing together. So shout out to you guys, to everyone. And of course, a special shout out to Vera, who I've learned so much from. She has consulting experience. She's really sort of, I've been able to learn from her throughout the project and, take notes from her about how to handle different situations. So yeah, that sums it up, I guess. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Katie. I volunteered and still volunteering for Seattle Coffee Works. And it's been a really wonderful experience overall. I started this project last quarter, actually, and went through the duration of winter quarter with them. And they asked me to stay on, which was really fantastic. And I was eager to do so because they're a wonderful small business. But I felt like there was more for me to learn, and they were willing to welcome me to do that. So I was really happy to do that. So, the first thing I want to point out that's been a big takeaway for me that is sort of echoing, I think, what everyone has said thus far, is that it really is a win-win situation for both you and for the business or the organization or the nonprofit. And that feels really good to me, like knowing I'm contributing and echoing, kind of what the last two volunteers said as well, is that there is more that you can offer probably than you may think going in, especially if maybe you're trying something new. And so I certainly would encourage anyone considering volunteering to really don't let that hold you back. I am completely new to comms. It's a completely new industry for me. I'm pivoting. And I really did feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit nervous even applying, because I didn't have any experience doing anything other than being in class and learning and kind of running my own social media and things like this. And with Seattle Coffee Works, the focus of the projects for them have been on their social media platforms. And I've really learned a lot. So yeah, I just would highly encourage anyone who feels nervous to absolutely do it. You have support, and you have more to offer than you think you do. Another thing I feel like I've really taken out of it as well is teamwork and collaboration. Again, for me, I'm new to communication and marketing. And so this really gave me an opportunity to work with a team and I could begin to understand my work in social media within the greater context of their entire marketing strategy. And that was really, really valuable knowledge for me. And another thing I'll echo what I think Susan talked about this in one of the earlier slides, but when I applied, I was really specific about my experiences, which I have a hospitality background for about 15 years. And my hope is to be in hospitality or communications and marketing, specifically food and beverage. And I got paired with Seattle Coffee Works. So really be specific. It's really beneficial. And not to say that there's not incredible learning opportunities in something that's in a domain or industry that's brand new to you. I think that's really valuable too. But I've really been able to make some wonderful connections and build relationships in an industry and domain that I want to be in long term. And that's kind of my last point there, is that it's been really valuable in that way as well. I've been able to meet people. This business has been around for quite a long time in the Seattle area. And I've been able to build some really wonderful connections there, which I know will move beyond past just my volunteering for them. So yeah, it's been great.
Thank you for the sharing, Katie. So a tip to those who are thinking of applying: if you like live music, please include that in your sign-up form. And please be more detailed and share what you like. Okay, so now we go on to the questions. So do you have any questions you'd like to ask? So feel free to unmute yourself or put your questions on the chat, and Susan and I and the team will, and the volunteers can help to answer.
Oh, you guys are so quiet. It's because we created the fact sheet. That's why. It's like everyone has their questions answered. That's amazing. Well, while we're waiting for people to gather their thoughts on this lovely Friday, I just want to give a huge shout out and say thank you to Vera, Gautam, as well as Katie. You all have been really amazing, and we appreciate everything that you have done for your clients, for the community, as well as for Comm Lead, because it really does extend all the way across all of that. And I think one of the things that we really want to emphasize as well is that there is benefit, also for your career, which, again, mirroring what we just heard. But, one of the things that we really try to encourage our clients to do, particularly if they've just loved working with their volunteers, is leave you a recommendation on LinkedIn, right? They can write you a letter of recommendation, one of those physical ones that comes on a piece of paper. It's not, it's totally within the scope to expect that to be a thing, because you have just committed time for them and their organization, and you have done this amazing project. So please ask. And if you are shy or don't feel confident in asking, let us know and we will ask, because we are happy to do so. We want to be champions for you as well, to make sure that you're recognized for the work that you're doing, and also are getting that feedback from your clients. And also, if you have suggestions based on your experience, let us know. If you are feeling uncomfortable or you feel like you don't have what you need, like that's what we're here for. So come to us, email us, say, I would love to have a little Zoom chat, or I have an email I need to send you because I'm having this problem. We are here for you. So if we can't, or if we don't have the resources for you, we will find them or we will find the person that you need. We have a huge network, and the volunteers that we have are not just current students. We also have a huge alumni network that has also pitched in to help for this as well. So we really want to make sure that you feel supported, particularly incoming students. If you have questions or concerns, we are here for you. And our clients, I should say too, are also here for you, and we are here for them. So the issue, there are no issues in the sense of like, we try to make sure everyone is connected and everyone knows that we're here to provide those resources to, edit that thing or maybe brainstorm with you about something. We've done all of those things. So if you have questions, if you just want to chat about your role, we're here for you. And also, we constantly have new clients literally every week. So if you finish a project and you want to volunteer again, but maybe you want to volunteer in an entirely different area, let us know. Send us an email. Sign up on the form again and make sure you say, hey, just wanted to update myself because I'm in a UI UX class right now and I would love to work on a project that actually deals in what I'm learning in class. That's also a really great opportunity, right? Is that you get to take those skills from class and immediately put them to work for someone who's so happy to have it. We have a question. It's very exciting. There is no, Joel, would you like to take this one? It's from Lexi, and she's wondering if there is any knowledge of live music is required to apply for the project for the Refined Story.
Yeah, hi, Lexi. So I would say that there's not any specific requirement of knowing how live music is created or how the sausage is made or anything like that. It's really at this point, we have a set of questions that we've already put together for the different types of audiences that we're looking at. So a lot of it is just kind of doing the interviews. And so really, I think the skill building on this is doing more of the interview stuff and then helping with the analysis and really kind of figuring out what are the patterns that I see with the people that we've interviewed, what are some of the, the things that might be more of like edge cases or, maybe one person like that. So maybe it's not as important. And so kind of helping to prioritize what things like from a larger whole, as opposed to being really knowledgeable about live music or how people perform or anything like that. Does that answer your question? You're very welcome.
Great. Yeah, and if you're taking a UI UX class, like this is something that you will be learning is how to do audience interviews. Particularly if you take David Holmberg's class, highly recommend it. So yeah, we try to make sure that the opportunities really pair well with the classes. Yeah, anybody have any more questions? Oh, Anna, please.
And also,
oh, go ahead,
I
Joel.
will say if you're taking Dave Holmberg's class, he's a friend of mine. So I'm sure that he would love to know that you are doing work with me. And we can consult with each other if we need to as well.
Perfect. Anna, yes, please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Hi. First of all, thank you for that amazing presentation. My question is more on the time commitment of volunteering. So usually around like how much time are we expected to sort of commit to a certain project? So yeah, I just wanted to hear just sort of like the time commitment around that.
Yeah, I can help to answer that. So the time commitment is usually like 1 semester. So it will start like currently until the end of the semester, like say June, and about 5 to 7 hours per week. So it's about approximately 3 months. Please answer your question.
Yeah, that does. And like maybe like per week, like is there gonna be like, I don't know, because I never volunteered, but like is it gonna be like a weekly meeting or does that depend on the project?
Oh, it actually depends on you and the client. So it's up to you to discuss based on your timeline, your availability, how often you like to meet. So there are some examples of some volunteers and clients who meet every week, or some that they meet every 2 weeks. So actually it depends. So it's your flexibility, it's flexible.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that a little bit, part of this is that, you know, we want you to gain confidence in doing this. And so some of that is actually just taking it upon yourselves to really manage your own time and your own schedule. So it's a little bit different in the sense that once we have that initial project scope meeting and we go through and we really iron out and hash out what the deliverable will be, then it's going to be up to you and the client to sort of take things from there. The idea being that we're here for you if you need us, but we want you to be able to put to use your skills for this task. And, you know, as Eileen was saying, like some people check in once a week, sometimes it may just be an email and you check in, you know, every 2 weeks on Zoom. But we try to suggest at least once a week that you're checking in with your client, you know, to make sure that, you know, you're on the right path, that they're happy with where things are going so that you can ask any questions, because that sort of communication between people, particularly when you're working for their business, is really important. You want that channel of communication to be open. So the more you can sort of hop in there and ask questions and get the information you need, then the more they're gonna, you know, the more they're gonna be into what you're doing and be engaged as well. And yeah, Anna, go for it.
Yeah, hi. Well, thank you for having me here. I just had a quick question. Are you looking specifically for UW students? I was a former Husky. I got my bachelor's at the UW, but I'm currently attending Lake Washington Tech for their design program. So yeah, I was just wondering if you were looking for like grad students or specifically students taking classes at the UW or.
Not at all. I would say probably a third of our volunteers are actually not affiliated with our program. We do take people from the community. We have taken a few graphic designers as well. We definitely have a need for more graphic designers, like for sure. So no, you don't have to be affiliated. The main thing that we ask again is just that you provide us with a really complete portfolio or resume so that we can at least see the experience that you've had. And then, you know, we'll have a chat and have a conversation to see sort of what you want to do and how you can best fit in. But no, we, you know, we're inclusive, honestly. We appreciate anyone that wants to give time to our community, and our clients. Yeah, they don't care where you come from. They're happy to have volunteers to help them with their project. And then too, for example, we might pair you with someone, that gives you a chance to network as well, to learn more about us and what we're doing, as well as other students or people from our, you know, alumni, graduate program, whatever. And then also to meet with the community, right? So you have access to the volunteer, but you also have access to the client. Great questions, everybody. Anything else? What else? What else you got?
I actually wanted to know about the opportunity a little more from Joel. So you explained about this being a user research volunteer opportunity, and I am currently taking the UX class as well, and it's one of my interests. But I'm very early on in the class, and with research in general, I want to understand what kind of initial handholding, if at all, will be given in this.
Yeah, so I would say that I am happy to do some handholding with you, and that's fine. One thing I didn't mention on earlier, because I didn't know if it was totally relevant, is that I actually am a UX professor as well. So at a university up here in Edmonton. So I've got experience with kind of doing the education and teaching part as well. But you know, that said, there is kind of a quick turnaround. So I am happy to help you with the handholding and guide you in you know, sort of helping you find the right people to interview and with understanding the interview questions and that kind of thing. But it would need to be done relatively quickly because we are on a pretty accelerated timeline.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, I mean, we want you to be able to learn from this for sure.
Yeah, I will say too that I have done the interviews. I've taken Holmberg's class and it was amazing. And it's actually quite fun. The questions are set, so there's no stress really in having to think of the questions. It's more just about you being yourself and being personal so that you can get the best response from the person. So it should be somewhat conversational in the sense that you're sort of, you know, getting them to open up a little bit, to really share their ideas about something so that you can find out more about how they think about this thing that you know, that you want to learn about. So, you know, the first one you'll probably be super intimidated, but then after that, I will say that they get way easier.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll say about this project too is that our real baseline is you have to like live music. Like if, you know, and those are kind of people who are not very hard to find, or they need to be musicians who like to perform. Those are the two audiences we're looking for. So we're not looking for really specialized audiences that you need to kind of use as your baseline for the research. So it's easier to find people as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, we all have friends, we all have family. So, I mean, as far as target audience is concerned, those are included. So,
Yep, totally fair game.
Yep. Yeah, if anyone is really interested in this opportunity too, please let us know and we can go ahead and get you connected sooner as opposed to later because they do have a timeline. And you know, we're happy to have as many people as would like to sign up, I think, from Joel and Ked's standpoint, as long as you have the ability to sort of manage that. So yeah, let us know and we can get a meeting set up. Any other questions? Well, I just wanted to give a little bit of a shout out too. We do have a couple of events coming up as well that I wanted to let you know about. We will be having our 1-year celebration. Yay, we're so excited. Very shortly. Let me pull up the date here because it is on the wrong tab right now. Actually, Valtina, you are here. Do you wanna give us a little bit of information about that?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So we are planning to have our 1-year anniversary party on May 14th, which is gonna be roughly a month later. And it was planned from 5 to 6 p.m. PST. And during that time, we will invite our Comm Lead Consultancy friends, these clients, our volunteers, and anyone who is interested in joining this like great event, just to gather together and sharing all the insights that we gained from our experience with Comm Lead Consultancy, as well as we are celebrating, it's the anniversary, so we're gonna have some event. We're gonna have we're gonna toast to each other virtually, so that will be great. I believe it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I really wish to see you guys there during our next event.
Yeah, it will be fun. It's also a really great chance to network and to hopefully meet some of the clients. We'll have some breakout rooms so you can meet other volunteers and other students, clients. So yeah, we'll be keep an eye on your inbox. We'll be sending more about that one. And then we also have another event. We have, I don't know if any of you saw our digital marketing event that was last quarter, but we will having kind of a part 2 for that, where we really focus more on multicultural marketing. We're still putting that together. It looks like it's going to be on May 28th. So keep your eyes peeled for that as well. That should be really great. And yeah, any last questions? All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We would love to chat with you. If you are interested in Joel's opportunity too, please let us know and we will happily connect with you on that. The sooner the better. Thank you to Vera and Gautam and Katie for coming today and talking more about the volunteers. Really appreciate hearing your voices, seeing your faces. Hopefully soon we'll all be able to gather in relative in-person distance somehow. I know it's kind of crazy in the world right now, but we are here to support you. So if you have questions, please let us know and we will do our best. But yeah, reach out, say hi. I'm always happy and open to chat about whatever. If you just want to shoot the breeze, I'm good with that too. But thank you all for coming, and we'll hopefully see you at the next event, or maybe we'll see you when you sign up to volunteer, because that would also be really great. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Thanks, everybody.